Hey everyone, so in this video I'm going to be discussing business ownership or business opportunities, and how that plays a role in long-term investments and in your tax saving strategies. Um, for anyone here who's not a business owner, you're just a W-2 earner, you are very limited on things that you can use to write off or to reduce your tax liability. When someone's principal form of income is through their business, their taxes work a little bit differently. You see, they're able to take their total income, pay for their expenses out of that income, and then they get taxed on what's left. Okay? When you're a W-2 earner, you get the total income, you get your taxes, and then you pay your expenses on what's left after that. Did you notice the difference? You see, when you are a business owner and you can write off expenses from your taxes, you are actually able to spend your earned income on those expenses before you have any tax liability on that money. And that's a huge advantage as far as being able to keep more of the money you earn. Um, as a business owner, there's a couple key things when just starting out that you should know. And if you're already a seasoned business owner, you're already aware of these things. One is your structure, whether you have an LLC, if you have a limited partnership, you have an S corp, are you incorporated, however you set up your business structure, and that can also affect your tax structure. Now, if you wanted to start a business, you can start as a sole proprietorship, and you don't even need to apply for a business license. You can now be ABC's internet advice, right? And you can use your social security number. You can go to the bank and open up a DBA, doing business as, and then have your own business up and running. You pay taxes on that based off of a sole proprietorship, and you can start taking advantage of the tax code already. There's nothing you have to do that actually is going to differentiate when you start the business, other than you intended to start the business and start making money, and you go ahead and the things that you do to start making that happen now become operational costs. They become startup costs. They become costs for operating and maintaining your business. And some of those things could be like a cell phone, a laptop. If you have to buy a laptop and then you pay for internet that you have to use for your business. These are just some examples, okay? But at the end of the day, how much of that money you keep depends on your tax strategy, right? For example, if you earn over $40,000, I think it's like $40,000 to $60,000, you should phase out from a sole proprietorship to an S corp designation for your taxes. And it actually helps you save on taxes, because as a business owner, you can get hit with the what's it called? Self-employment tax. You could be hit with self-employment tax on top of your tax rate, right? So filing as an S corp can give you some tax savings, where you get a reasonable salary, and then the rest of the money gets sent to you as dividends. So you would only get paid as like a capital gains for that money. Again, this information you would have to speak with your accountant specifically, and how you structure up your taxes for that year. If you're a W-2 earner who has a side business, this is also something you want to talk with your tax professional about and see how that's going to affect your taxes each year. But aside from the standard deduction, which currently is pretty high, for 2020, when Trump did the tax new structure, your deduction pretty much doubled, right? Your standard deduction. So unless your operating business expenses are greater than the standard deduction, it's not even worth keeping track of it. I mean, it is worth keeping track of it for your own bookkeeping purposes, but at the end of the day, like if you started a small business and your expenses are very limited, you may not have any expenses that you can write off in the year. But if you transition then to that being your principal form of income, that can change it a lot. And something to be aware of, all right, and this is just reality. Most high earners in this country, like if you're a six-figure earner in this country, you are either a business owner, you own your own business, or you are a high-earning professional of some sort. An accountant, a lawyer, a plumber, these like a physician even. Like these careers that you get into where they have those high-earning abilities. Because outside of that, if you want to be a high income earner in general, you want to earn, high six figures, $500,000 and above. You want to earn seven figures, $1 million and above in a year. You're not going to be able to accomplish that through a normal job. Typically, unless you're the executive of a company, you're not going to earn that amount of money. So the only avenue that you have to really change your income potential comes down to Bizz Op. Opening your own business or becoming part of a business, investing in someone else's business even. That's where tons of wealth is created as far as like changing your class, your socioeconomic class, going from middle class to upper class, or from upper middle class to lower upper class. It's really in those areas that really just like exponentially grow one's income. So when you, hopefully this inspires you to take more interest in it. There's a book called What Your CPA Isn't Telling You, and it's a great insight into the advantages of you having your own business of some sort, of any sort, even if it's a hobby business, something you really enjoy doing but that you can make a little extra money off of. And then what you learn, the concepts that business owners learn as far as mindset, motivation, discipline, all of that can positively affect your life overall, outside of just the fact of like having a little extra income come in, because if you could start an extra side business and earn an extra $1,000 or $2,000 a month, I mean, that could drastically help a lot of people. And if you don't need that money and you just take that money and funnel it right into your wealth building strategy, you can shave off years and years and years of time for growing your wealth. So when you want to get into investing in real estate or investing in the stock market or investing in other businesses, you have the funds to do it. So I think let me think again. There are a ton of advantages to owning and operating your own business. Of course, like everything in life, the harder you work for something, the more valuable it is, right? And we know that 90% of businesses fail within the first year to 5 years. So those odds are very low as far as building a hugely successful business that you turn over. But even if you're able to earn some income off of it, and even the tax savings that you can get if you're able to beat the standard deduction, those savings over time can add up to a lot. And taking that money then and then putting it into your wealth building model, that's the way that you really exponentially grow your wealth overall. So I hope this helps. Hope you guys keep learning and growing. If you have any more questions as far as businesses go, there's just so much information about this topic in general. I don't want to make this too much of a biz op. Like everyone should start their own business, and like I can give you guys some pointers on that and how to structure it well so that you're protected, and give you some insight as to partnership agreements. And especially if you are trying to set something up where you take on an investor, there's a lot of SEC regulations about that you should know before doing it. So I look forward to seeing your questions, and hopefully this can inspire you guys to start thinking outside the box when it comes to your wealth building strategy. All right? Wealthy people are always learning and growing and learning and growing and learning and growing and trying to figure out better ways more efficient ways to managing their wealth and to growing their wealth. So don't let this stuff intimidate you. If you have questions, that's what I'm here for. Ask your questions. I'll make sure your questions get answered. Invite people to the group because you know you have a ton of people that need to learn this stuff too. So awesome. See you in the next video.